In this episode, we will be talking about A Clockwork Orange, a 1971 film adapted, produced, and directed by Stanley Kubrick, based on the 1962 novel of the same name by Anthony Burgess. Oh, no. This film is well known for its disturbing use of violent imagery, addressing themes such as psychiatry, juvenile delinquency, youth gangs, and other social, political, and economic issues in a futuristic version of the United Kingdom. Now, I don't know how many of you are fans of Stanley Kubrick's directing style, but I personally have had trouble with several of his films. Not because of how they are made, but rather because of the subjects they deal with. That being said, no one can deny that Kubrick is an exceptional director. You will hardly ever see more impressive camera work or a better use of lenses that fully immerse you in the film. I've always been fascinated by the way he crafts his movies. This film premiered in New York City on December 1971 and was released in the United Kingdom on January 13, 1972. It received mixed reactions from critics and was highly controversial due to its graphic depiction of violence. The film's protagonist, Alex, is a young man who indulges in extreme violence in a futuristic Britain. As expected, his luck eventually runs out and he is arrested and convicted of murder. While in prison, Alex learns about an experimental program designed to make criminals despise violence. If he agrees to undergo the treatment, his sentence will be reduced, allowing him to return to the outside world much sooner. However, Alex's struggles are far from over once he is back on the streets of Britain. One of the most iconic scenes in the movie is when Malcolm McDowell's character Alex is forced to watch violent films for extended periods. His eyes are held open with metal clamps, preventing him from looking away. To shoot these scenes, McDowell had to have his eyes anesthetized, as the pain would have been unbearable otherwise. Despite this, his corneas were repeatedly scratched by the metal clamps keeping his eyelids open. The doctor standing over Alex during this scene was an actual doctor, making sure that his eyes did not dry out too much during filming. Another famous scene is when Alex, while singing in the Rain, assaults the writer and his wife. This moment was not originally in the script. Stanley Kubrick spent 4 days testing different approaches to the scene, but none of them felt right. Eventually, he asked Malcolm McDowell if he could dance. They tried the scene again, and this time McDowell improvised, singing the only song he could remember while dancing. Kubrick was so impressed by the result that he immediately purchased the rights to Singing in the Rain for $10,000 so it could be used in the film. However, McDowell was hurt when, after forming a close relationship with Kubrick during filming, the director showed little interest in maintaining their friendship once the movie was completed. McDowell later admitted that, as a young actor, he did not fully understand the emotional detachment that often comes with filmmaking. Even so, he found it upsetting at the time. Despite this, he remained good friends with Kubrick's wife and often visited her after the director's passing, sharing emotional moments and shedding tears together at his gravesite. Interestingly, the use of Singing in the Rain in the film deeply upset Gene Kelly. When McDowell and Kelly met at a party years later, Kelly turned away in disgust, angered by how his iconic song from the 1952 musical had been repurposed in A Clockwork Orange. At first, when McDowell was offered the role of Alex, he mistakenly thought that the film was being directed by Stanley Kramer. It was only after a friend informed him that the director was actually Stanley Kubrick, famous for 2001, A Space Odyssey, that McDowell realized who he would be working with. There has been much speculation over the years about the origin of the film's title. According to the book's author, Anthony Burgess, the phrase comes from an old East London slang expression, as queer as a clockwork orange. However, many believe that Burgess actually invented the phrase himself. Raised in a strict Roman Catholic household, Burgess originally wrote the novel as a parable about Christian free will and forgiveness. His perspective was that to be a true Christian, one must forgive, even the most horrifying acts, something he had experienced firsthand. During World War II, his wife was assaulted and severely beaten, which resulted in a miscarriage and long-term health complications. 2 real-life crimes ultimately led to Stanley Kubrick withdrawing the film from British theaters. The first incident occurred in 1973 when a young Dutch girl was assaulted by a group of men who were singing in the Rain during the attack. The second involved a 16-year-old boy who attacked a younger child while wearing Alex's distinctive outfit, white overalls, a black bowler hat, and combat boots. After these crimes were linked to the film, Kubrick personally requested that it be removed from British cinemas, and it was also banned in several other countries. However, in the years that followed, the film underwent critical reevaluation and gained a dedicated cult following. As for the filming of the infamous home invasion scene where Alex and his gang attack the writer and his wife, the original actress cast in the role found the scene so distressing that she quit. The part was then given to Adrienne Corey, who was reportedly frustrated with the large number of takes Kubrick demanded. She felt the scene should have been filmed quickly, but it wasn't. However, she had no issue with nudity on screen and did not find it disturbing. Before filming, she even joked with the crew, saying that they would soon see for themselves that she was a natural redhead and that the carpet matched the drapes. This remark caught Malcolm McDowell off guard. In the end, A Clockwork Orange is definitely a film worth watching. While it can be difficult to sit through due to its intense content, it is brilliantly crafted.
Here we end. Thank you for your attention. Like and subscribe. There are many interesting things ahead. Good luck.